Gray hesitated, his eyes scanning the area. The police had to be ready by now. "Let my mother-in-law go first," Gray said. Nate burst out laughing. "Mother-in-law? Oh, Gray, don't tell me you're actually in love with that fruit seller. You could have any woman you want, but instead, you choose her." Gray clenched his fists. "Let her go." Nate smiled. "Hand over the money." Gray sighed and slowly bent down to place the briefcase on the ground. Then a loud gunshot echoed through the air. Before Gray and his men could react, the warehouse doors burst open. "Police! Drop your weapons!" Sirens wailed as officers stormed in from all sides. Nate's men tried to run, but they had nowhere to go. Within seconds, the police had them surrounded, guns pointed at them. One officer tackled Nate to the ground, twisting his arms behind his back. "You set me up," Nate roared, struggling. Gray smirked. "You were never going to win, Nate." Ma's mother was quickly untied and led to safety. She was shaking but unharmed. One by one, Nate's men were handcuffed and taken away. But Gray wasn't done yet. "Where's Peggy?" Gray asked the police. One officer stepped forward, dragging Peggy toward them. "We found her trying to run. She was working with Nate," the officer said. Peggy's face was pale with fear. "Gray, please. I was forced to do it. I didn't have a choice." Gray looked at her coldly. "You had a choice, Peggy, and you chose to betray Ma." Peggy burst into tears as the police took her away with the rest of Nate's men. Gray turned to Ma's mother. "Are you okay?" She nodded weakly. "Thank you, Gray. You saved me." Gray sighed in relief. "Let's go home." That night, Ma sat outside her house waiting. She hadn't been able to eat or sleep since she found out her mother was kidnapped. When she heard the sound of a car pulling up, she jumped to her feet. Gray stepped out, and behind him, her mother slowly got out of the car. "Mama!" Ma screamed, running toward her. Her mother opened her arms, and Ma threw herself into them, sobbing. "I thought I lost you," Ma cried. Her mother stroked her hair. "I'm here, my daughter." Thanks to Gray. Ma looked up at Gray, her eyes filled with emotion. "You saved her," she whispered. Gray smiled. "I told you I would never let anything happen to your family." Ma wiped her tears and ran into his arms. Gray held her tightly. "I love you, Gray," she whispered. Gray kissed her forehead. "I love you too, Ma. More than anything in this world." Her mother smiled as she watched them hold on to each other. She said, "People like Nate will always exist, but love is stronger than any enemy." Gray looked in Ma's eyes. "Nothing will ever come between us again." Ma nodded, feeling safe in his arms. But little did they know, their story was far from over. Gray felt it was time. He had made up his mind. Ma was the woman he loved, and he wanted his mother to meet her. He knew his mother could be difficult, but he believed that once she saw in Ma, once she understood the kind of woman she was, she would welcome her with open arms. That evening, he took Ma to his family mansion. Ma was nervous. "Gray, what if she doesn't like me?" she asked softly. Gray held her hand. "She will. You're everything a mother would want for her son." Ma smiled, but deep inside, she was scared. When they arrived, the house was grand, bigger than anything Ma had ever seen. A maid opened the door and led them inside. Gray's mother, Madame Lizzie, sat in the luxurious living room, dressed in an expensive gown, sipping tea. She was a woman of power, used to controlling everything around her. Gray walked forward, smiling. "Mother, I want you to meet someone special," he said. Madame Lizzie looked up, her sharp eyes landing on Ma. She examined her from head to toe, noticing the simple dress, the nervous way she stood, the hands that showed years of hard work. "Good evening, Ma." Ma greeted politely, bowing slightly. Madame Lizzie did not respond immediately. She sat down, dropped her teacup, folded her arms, and turned to Gray. "Who is she?" Gray smiled, still holding Ma's hand. "Her name is Ma. She's the woman I love." Silence filled the room. Madame Lizzie's eyes darkened. "Where is she from?" Gray hesitated. She grew up in the city. She had a small business selling fruits. But now she owns her own supermarket. Madame Lizzie's expression turned cold. "A fruit seller?" Gray's jaw tightened. "She is more than that, Mother. She is hardworking, strong, and kind. She is the reason I believe in love again." Madame Lizzie's face remained unreadable. Then she turned to Ma. Who are your parents? Ma swallowed hard. My mother is a widow. My father passed away years ago. It has just been me and my mother. Madam Lizzie's lips curled into a thin smile. So, you are a poor girl. Gray's eyes widened. Mother, that's not important. Madam Lizzie ignored him, her gaze still fixed on Ma. Do you know that my son has been used and dumped by a poor girl before? She said, her voice sharp. Gray stiffened. Mother, stop. Madam Lizzie continued, her voice rising. Do you know how much he suffered? He gave his heart to a girl from the streets, thinking she loved him. But when she had everything she wanted, she left him. She broke him. And now, you expect me to allow my son to make the same mistake twice. Ma's hands trembled. I am not that girl, Ma, she said softly. Madam Lizzie scoffed. That's what they all say. Gray stepped in front of Ma, his face filled with anger. Mother, Ma is different. She is not after my money. She has never asked me for anything. She worked for everything she has. Madam Lizzie shook her head. I will not allow history to repeat itself. My son will not marry a poor girl. Gray clenched his fists. I love her, Mother. That will never change. Madam Lizzie looked at him, her expression hard. Then you'll have to choose. Your family or this girl. Gray's heart pounded. Mother, don't do this. I have spoken, Madam Lizzie said firmly. You are my only son, Gray. I want the best for you. And this girl is not the best. Ma felt tears in her eyes. She turned to Gray. Gray, maybe she's right. Maybe I don't belong here. Gray grabbed her hand. Don't say that. We belong together. Madam Lizzie stood up. If you walk out of this house with her, do not come back. Gray looked at his mother, shocked. You're really going to push me away because of this? Madam Lizzie's eyes did not waver. I am protecting you. Gray shook his head in disappointment. He turned to Ma, his grip on her hand tightening. Let's go. Ma hesitated. Gray, no. She is your mother. Gray's voice was firm. And you are my future. Madam Lizzie watched as her son led Ma out of the house. Her heart ached, but she refused to show weakness. He will come back, she whispered to herself. He will realize his mistake. Ma got home feeling weak. Her heart was heavy, her eyes filled with unshed tears. She had never imagined love would be this hard. She sat on the bed, staring at nothing, replaying everything that had happened at Gray's house. His mother's cold words echoed in her mind. You are poor. My son will not marry a girl like you. If you walk out of this house with her, do not come back. The pain in Gray's eyes when he chose her over his own mother broke her heart even more. She knew he loved her, but was love enough? Could she really marry into a family that did not accept her? Her mother walked into the room and saw her daughter looking lost. She sat beside her. Ma, what is wrong? She asked gently. Ma looked at her mother, and just like that, the tears she had been holding back started falling. Mama, I am done. I cannot marry Gray, she whispered. Her mother frowned. What do you mean? Ma wiped her face. His mother does not like me. She doesn't want her son to marry a poor girl. She told him to choose between me and his family, and he chose me. Mama, I cannot be the reason Gray loses his family. Her mother sighed. My child, love is not always easy. But do you think walking away is the right decision? Ma sniffed. I love him, Mama, more than anything. But what if his mother never accepts me? Her mother held her hands. Then you prove her wrong. Ma shook her head. I don't think she will ever change her mind. Her mother smiled softly. A mother always wants the best for her child. Gray's mother does not hate you, Ma. She is only afraid. She has seen her son heartbroken before, and she is scared it will happen again. But you cannot give up on Gray so quickly. That man loves you. Ma's lips trembled. I know, Mama. I see it in his eyes. I feel it in my heart. But his mother's words, they hurt. Her mother wiped her tears. Then be calm, my daughter. Let time show her the truth. Love does not rush. If Gray truly loves you, he will not give up. And you must not give up on him either. Ma exhaled slowly. Mama, what if she never accepts me? What if this love ends in pain? Her mother smiled again. Love always has obstacles. But if it is real, it will win. You cannot run away just because things are difficult. If Gray has chosen you, then you must stand beside him. Ma closed her eyes, thinking deeply. She loved Gray with all her heart. But was she strong enough to face this battle? Her mother held her chin gently. You are strong, my child. Don't let fear take away your happiness. Ma nodded slowly. She knew her mother was right. But deep inside, she wondered, would Gray's mother ever change her mind? Or was this only the beginning of the war? Gray sat in his office, staring at his desk, deep in thought. His heart was heavy. He hadn't been able to focus on work since the argument with his mother. He loved Ma, but the way his mother had treated her hurt him deeply. He sighed, running his hand over his face. Just then, the door opened, and his father walked in. Gray, we need to talk, he said. Gray looked up, surprised. His father was a calm and reasonable man, unlike his mother, who always wanted things her way. Gray nodded. Come in, Dad. His father sat down. Your mother told me everything. Gray sighed. I didn't expect she'd do that. His father leaned forward. I think she's just being protective. Gray, you know how she is after what happened in the past. She's scared. She doesn't want you to go through that pain again. Gray shook his head. I understand that, Dad. But she should not have said those things in Ma's presence. At least she should have respected me, her own son. His father nodded slowly. I agree with you. Your mother was too harsh. I told her she could have handled it better. But you know how she is when she's made up her mind. It's hard to change it. Gray sighed. I just wish she would listen. Dad, Ma is different. She's not after my money. She never even wanted my help in the first place. She's strong, hardworking, and kind. I love her, Dad, and I know she loves me too. His father looked at him, seeing the seriousness in his eyes. I believe you, son, and I'll talk to your mother when I get home. Maybe, with time, she will understand. Gray felt a little relief. Please do, Dad. I really love this woman, and I know she's different. His father smiled. I know you do. That's why I'll try my best to make her see what you see in Ma. Gray nodded. He had been feeling so down, but at least he knew he wasn't fighting alone. His father looked at him closely. You know, you look like a man who just lost his favorite meal. Gray raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? His father chuckled. You've been sitting here looking like someone took your last plate of jollof rice. Gray couldn't help but laugh. His father always had a way of making him feel better. Come on, son, cheer up. Love is not always easy, but it's worth fighting for, his father said. Gray smiled. Thanks, Dad. His father stood up. Now, go back to work. Your company won't run itself. Gray laughed again. Yes, sir. As his father walked out, Gray felt a little lighter. He still had a battle to fight, but at least he knew he wasn't fighting alone. Gray's father arrived home, tired but determined. He had promised his son that he would speak to his wife, and that was exactly what he was going to do. He walked into the living room and found Madame Lizzie sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone, her face still cold with anger. We need to talk, he said firmly. Madame Lizzie didn't look up. There is nothing to talk about. Gray's father sighed. Lizzie, calm down. You're taking this too far. Madame Lizzie finally looked at him, her eyes sharp. Too far? So now I'm the problem? I'm protecting my son. Gray's father shook his head. No, you're trying to control him. Gray is a grown man. He has chosen the woman he loves. Why can't you accept that? Madame Lizzie scoffed. Because she is poor. She is not his class. Gray's father narrowed his eyes. Are you planning to marry your son? Madame Lizzie gasped. What did you just say? You heard me, Gray's father said, his voice rising. Are you planning to marry Gray? Because the way you're acting, it seems like you want to control his love life forever. Madame Lizzie stood up, her hands shaking with anger. How dare you talk to me like this? Gray's father wasn't done. Where was your family when I met you, Lizzie? Were they wealthy? Remember, your father was a school teacher, and your mother was a petty trader. You are not rich, but I married you because I loved you. So why are you now acting as if poverty is a crime? Madame Lizzie's face turned red with fury. She could not believe what she was hearing. You are insulting me because of that girl, she shouted. I'm telling you the truth. Gray's father snapped. You've forgotten where you came from, and now you want to ruin your son's happiness because of your foolish pride. Madame Lizzie could not take it anymore. She turned and stormed off, her heels clicking loudly on the marble floor. She marched straight to her room, slammed the door shut, and picked up her phone. Her hands shook with rage as she dialed Ma's number. The moment Ma picked up, Madame Lizzie did not waste time. You witch, she spat. Ma frowned. Excuse me? Who are you? Please, you are the reason my family is falling apart. You want to destroy everything I built, but you will not succeed. Ma's heart skipped. Madam Lizzie. So you know my name? Madam, Ma hissed. Good, because I want you to listen carefully. You will leave my son alone. Stay away from Gray before you regret ever meeting him. Ma felt her hands tremble. Something between anger and pain stirred inside her. I have never asked Gray for anything. I work hard, and everything he did for me, he did it out of love. I love your son for who he is, not for what he has, Ma said calmly. Madam Lizzie laughed bitterly. That's what they all say. But I've seen girls like you before. First, you act humble, then you turn my son against me. Look at what you've done. Gray has walked out on me because of you. You think you've won? You must leave my son alone. Ma took a deep breath. And what if I don't leave him? Silence. Then Madam Lizzie's voice came back, colder than before. You won't dare. Just try me. Ma tightened her grip on her phone. Gray is not a child. He chose me. I will not walk away just because you don't like me. Then prepare for war. Madam Lizzie spat. Because I will make sure this relationship ends in pain. You can try, Ma said calmly. But love is stronger than hate. Madam Lizzie let out a bitter laugh. You have no idea who you're dealing with. Before Ma could say another word, the line went dead. She put the phone down, her heart pounding. She had never been insulted like that in her life, but she wasn't afraid. She loved Gray, and she was ready to fight for him. Ma's mother was alone in the living room, enjoying the quiet evening when she heard a knock at the door. She stood up, wondering who it could be. Slowly, she walked to the door and opened it. The moment she saw the woman standing there, her eyes widened in shock. Lizzie, she whispered, not believing her eyes. Madam Lizzie was just as shocked to see Susan. What are you doing here? Susan asked, frowning. Madam Lizzie took a step back, still processing everything. You mean, you're in Ma's mother? Susan nodded. Yes, I am. But how did you get this address? And what brings you here? Madam Lizzie was speechless for a moment. She shook her head, still in disbelief. I came here because of my son, Gray. He told me he loves a girl named Ma, and I came to warn her to stay away from him. But I had no idea that her mother was the same woman you were. Susan's eyes softened. Gray's your son? Madam Lizzie nodded. Yes, and you're in Ma's mother. Susan took a deep breath, her heart racing. Lizzie, it's been so long. I've prayed for this day, that we meet again. Madam Lizzie felt her throat tighten. Memories of their childhood, their school days, and the friendship they once shared rushed back. They had been best friends, inseparable. But life had taken them in different directions, and they lost contact after getting married and moving to different cities. Now, after all these years, they were standing in front of each other again, not as old friends, but as the mothers of two people deeply in love. Tears filled Susan's eyes. I can't believe this. After all these years, we are finally seeing each other again. Madam Lizzie swallowed hard. Susan, I have missed you so much. Without thinking, they stepped forward and hugged each other tightly. I missed you too, Susan whispered. They held on to each other, their emotions overwhelming them. The past didn't matter at that moment. The years apart didn't matter. All that mattered was that two long-lost friends had found each other again. After a long moment, they pulled away, smiling through their tears. Madam Lizzie wiped her eyes. I never imagined this. My son is in love with your daughter. Susan laughed softly. Yes, and he loves her deeply, just like we once loved each other as friends. Madam Lizzie shook her head. Life truly has a way of surprising us. Susan nodded. It does. But now that we're here, maybe this is a sign. Maybe our children are meant to be together, just like we're meant to meet again. Madam Lizzie looked down, thinking deeply. Her heart, which had been filled with anger and resistance, now felt lighter. Was this fate? Was this God's plan? She took a deep breath. Susan, I don't know what to say. Susan smiled. Then don't say anything yet. Just think about it. Don't let the past control the future. Give Ma a chance. Madam Lizzie got home, still in shock from everything that had happened. She sat down in the living room, staring at nothing, deep in thought. She couldn't believe that after all these years, she had finally found her best friend, Susan. The same Susan she had shared everything with laughed with, cried with. And now fate had brought them back together through their children. She thought about all the things she had said to Ma, all the insults, all the hatred she had carried in her heart. And for that, she felt ashamed. She picked up her phone and dialed Gray's number. The phone rang twice before he picked up. Mother. Gray's voice was hesitant, as if he was expecting another argument. Madam Lizzie took a deep breath. Gray, my son, I need to talk to you. Gray frowned. What is it, Mother? Madam Lizzie exhaled slowly. I want to see Ma today. Gray sat up straight. Mother, what did you do? Did you insult her again? Madam Lizzie shook her head, though he couldn't see her. No, my son. I went there to stop her from marrying you. But something unexpected happened. Gray was confused. What do you mean? Madam Lizzie smiled to herself. Gray, Ma's mother is Susan. She's my best friend from back in the days. Gray's eyes widened in shock. What? Ma's mother is your friend? Yes, my son. We lost contact after we got married and moved to different cities. I had no idea that her daughter was the same woman you love. Gray was speechless. Mother, I can't believe this. So what does this mean? Madam Lizzie's voice softened. It means, my son, that I was wrong. I have judged Ma unfairly. I thought she was just another girl after your money, but I was wrong. Her mother is a good, well-mannered woman, and if she raised Ma, then I know Ma must be a good woman too. I'm sorry for everything, my son. You can go ahead with the marriage. I support you fully. Gray couldn't believe what he was hearing. Mother, are you serious? Yes, my son. I am serious. I want you to be happy. If Ma is the one who makes you happy, then I will stand by you. Gray felt tears in his eyes. He had fought so hard for this moment. He had been ready to go against his mother for the woman he loved. But now, she was giving him her full support. Thank you, Mother, he said softly. This means everything to me. I'm the one who should be thanking you, Madam Lizzie said, for not giving up on love, even when I made it difficult for you. After the call ended, Gray wasted no time. He quickly dialed Ma's number, excitement rushing through him. He had been waiting for this moment, and now everything was falling into place. When Ma picked up, her voice was calm. Gray, is everything okay? Gray couldn't hold back his excitement. Baby, I have good news. Ma sat up. What is it? Gray took a deep breath, grinning. My mother wanted to see you today, right? Ma frowned. No, I wasn't home, but my mother told me she came by. What? Gray laughed. Well, that same mother of mine just called me. She told me everything. She found out that your mother is her best friend from long ago, and now she has given us her full blessing. Ma gasped. Gray, are you serious? Yes, baby, Gray laughed. She said we can go ahead with our wedding. She supports us fully. Ma covered her mouth, tears filling her eyes. Oh my God, Gray. I never thought this day would come. Gray smiled. It's here, baby, and I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get married in 2 weeks. Ma froze. Gray, are you joking? Gray laughed. I'm serious, my love. We've wasted too much time. I don't want to wait any longer. Baby, marry me. Ma's heart raced. She had dreamed of this day, but she never thought it would come so soon. Gray, she gasped. Gray chuckled. Don't tell me you're thinking about it. Say yes, my love. Ma laughed through her tears. Yes, Gray. I will marry you. Gray cheered. That's my girl. 2 weeks later, the wedding took place. It was a beautiful ceremony, filled with love, laughter, and joy. Ma looked stunning in her white gown, and Gray couldn't take his eyes off her as she walked down the aisle. He felt his heart swell with happiness. Madam Lizzie and Susan stood side by side, smiling as they watched their children join together in love. When the vows were exchanged, Gray held Ma's hands and looked into her eyes. Ma, from the moment I met you, I knew you were special. You have shown me love in its purest form. I promise to love, cherish, and protect you for the rest of my life. Ma smiled, tears in her eyes. Gray, you're my best friend, my protector, my love. I promise to stand by you through good times and bad for the rest of my life. The priest smiled. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Gray didn't waste time. He pulled Ma close and kissed her deeply as the crowd cheered. Madam Lizzie wiped tears from her eyes. She had fought against this love, but now she saw how true and beautiful it was. She leaned towards Susan and whispered, "Our children have found what we once had. This is how love should be." Susan smiled. "Yes, Lizzie, and I pray they remain happy forever after." After the wedding, Gray and Ma started their new life together, filled with love, peace, and happiness. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Leave your thought below, and please share our videos with your friends. Also click on the post notification button so as to get notified whenever we post a video. Thanks and God bless.